Hi everyone. I thought I should get my camera out and show you how I prep my GreenStalks. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of work to do. So what I'm doing is taking each piece out, and then I'm cleaning each container and making sure that the soil is nice and loose. And then I'm washing each of the little gray things, and I'll show you those. Okay, hopefully the sound is better now. So this is what I'm using on each of these containers. These are worm castings, and I've been getting them from Costco. And I believe this bag is either between $10 and $12. And it's a 12-pound bag. And I'm also going to be adding this fertilizer. Right there. And this is the slow release fertilizer. And I get that from Azure Standard. I'm going to get this container ready. Then we'll be right back. So that's prepped. And I have watered it. So now we are ready for that watering container. And next, I'm going to clean this one up. Put some fertilizer and some worm castings. Then I'm going to water it and put the little water reservoir on it. And I'm going to do that with the rest of those. And we'll be back. So I have decided that I'm going to go ahead and add straw on each of the layers. And I was thinking I probably only need it for the top leaf containers, because what I want to do is I want to have strawberries on these shorter ones, and then on the longer ones I'm going to put sweet potatoes. But just for consistency's sake, I'm going to go ahead and put straw on all of them. And I'm using the straw on the strawberry containers because that will keep the strawberries clean. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. D. And there's D out there. Stay with me. Alright, so I am noticing a lot of these onions all over the place. There's lots of them, especially in the back on the raised beds. And these are the Egyptian walking onions. And I'm amazed that they survived the winter. So I'm going to have lots and lots of that. So I'll keep you updated on how they're doing. But it looks like we're not going to have any shortage of onions this year. Alright, so I just need to get some straw on that container. Then I'll clean up and show you what we are looking like. So that GreenStalk is now ready. So my intention is to put strawberries on this one and that one. And then the lower two are going to have the sweet potatoes. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And I obviously need to get it cleaned up. And I will do the same thing with this one as well. I have mostly cleaned the space. I have swept. And now I need to put this away for now. And I'll be back tomorrow to get that one and that one done. And the extra container that I'm taking out of here is going to go to the back. And I'll show you what I'm intending to do with that. So let me give you a shot of all the 3 GreenStalks. So my intention is to keep them at that height. So when we are sitting out here, we can see what's going on out there. That's going to lose one. And I'll be back to get those 2 done. So we just received our bare root strawberries from MIgardener. And I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can make it any bigger. Zoom in. So I got the Albion strawberry, and these are ever-bearing. And I got 3 packs. And the 3rd one is soaking. And then I also got the Mary Washington asparagus, and that's what we're going to be planting out today. So I'm going to get this planted here in a few minutes. There's 10 in each package, and that's going onto those 2. That one and that one. After that's done soaking for about 30 minutes, we'll go ahead and plant them. And I'm going to put this away for now until I have this GreenStalk and that GreenStalk ready. So while we wait for those strawberries to soak, I am going to finish planting out my cabbage and my Chinese broccoli right there. And we already have some of it planted. We've done some bok choy. There's a row of bok choy. And then in between the rows, I'm doing a row of the onions. So I'm alternating my brassicas and then onions and so on and so forth. And I have the tier cabbage in that corner right there. And like I was telling you the other day, I don't know if you can see that. Let's get that turned over. See that? That is the Egyptian climbing onions. And that's the same over here. And all these are from last year. All the ones I left in the ground are now back. So that's really impressive. I don't know if you can see that. That single one that I put in the ground has now produced 5 different onions. They all seem to have done that. They're really prolific. So at some point, I'll have to dig up some of them and transplant them. And obviously, I have a lot of green onions that I can keep on using right now. And then we have a lot of mash. That's MAC, mash, that I planted last year. And for whatever reason, it didn't come up. But now, there they are. Let's see if we can zoom in on one of them. See that right there? And then we also have lots of cilantro from all the plants that I let go to seed. And I did not bother cleaning up. But this stuff is breaking up in the beds and making it really, really fertile. There's lots of cilantro coming up all over the place. All right, let's get planting. Let's get this planted. And I'll be right back. All right. So it looks like Dee has found herself a place to settle down. And in the meantime, we have the Chinese broccoli. That one there, Oops, all you're seeing is my hand. Yeah, so those two. And then we have those two over there. And I have planted the rest of the tiaras. So we have 4 cabbages out so far. And as you can see, I've done the same thing with the onions. We have a row of onions. And I've started another row of onions between those two. And we'll get the rest of the cabbage out and as much of those brassicas that I can that are still sitting in the house. And this is what I'm using. So that's what I'm using. And as I mentioned before, I get this from Costco. All right, there we go. And as usual, that's how I'm doing my composting. And I found this to be really, really effective for the raised beds. And I also have about 3 or 4 of them in the greenhouse. And that's working out really well. At this point, let's go deal with the strawberries. That's what the worm castings look like. All right, let's go deal with the strawberries. All right, so for each little pocket, I'm taking out the straw. And I'm going to make a hole. I should be using my gloved hand. And all I do is dip my hand in there and create a hole. And then get each strawberry in there. And it's going to be hard to do one-handed, but the point is you get the strawberry in there and make sure you leave this part out. So I'm going to plant the first one and kind of try to spread the roots. So I'm going to get the first one in there and then I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so the first one is in there. And I'm going to take the straw that I took out of there and I'm going to put it back in without making too much of a mess. So anyway, you get the idea, and I'm going to do that for all 6 of this and all 6 of those, and then I'll come back and show you what it all looks like. And don't forget to get the worm castings in there. All right, let's get the next strawberry. I need to spread those roots and then put it in. So I'll be back. I'm forgetting quite a few important steps today. I need to give these roots a haircut. Right about there. So that's what that looks like. It's going to go in there. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. That's a praying mantis. I got some from the garden store and I released them in the backyard, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And now there is one. I am really happy to see that. So those should take care of all the grasshoppers. Well, not all, but a lot of the grasshoppers, like the ones we had last year. I'm really excited to see that. So we got 2 of them done. That one and that one now have strawberries. So that's 12. And then we have these 2 over here. That one and that one. So that makes a total of 24 strawberries so far. And that means that I still have about 8 more to go. So once I get this third GreenStalk cleaned up, we'll use the top 2 for the rest of those strawberries. And then on this one, on that third one right there, I had some spinach that sprouted from last year on this top one. So I moved them to that one down there. And we have 3 of them. I should have staggered them. So I may take this one and move it to the other side. Right over there. But if I do that, I'll do it tomorrow. And I am rethinking, well, I guess I'll give it another day of thinking before I make a final decision whether I want to do the sweet potatoes here, because I think they'll do better in direct sun. And I have a GreenStalk that I'm going to be using in the back, so I may do the sweet potatoes there, but we'll see. So I think I'm done for the evening. And now all I have to do is clean up my mess. Yeah. And I should probably add water to these 2 GreenStalks. And I'll move closer so you can see one of these strawberries there. And that's it for today. Bye, Teenies.